the hidden reason you're exhausted, and the power you've overlooked. I don't know about you, but I've spent too many nights staring at the ceiling in the dark, wondering if I have enough left in the tank to face another Monday. You know that feeling? It's that deep, bone-weary exhaustion that a double espresso or a weekend off can't fix. For many of us living here, especially those of us who navigated the move to this country, life feels like a constant exercise in managing scarcity. We manage a scarce amount of time between two jobs. We manage a scarce amount of energy to give our kids after a 10-hour shift. We even manage a scarce amount of patience for our spouses when we finally get home. We are constantly trying to squeeze water from a stone, trying to be enough in a world that always demands more. We think the solution is to work harder, to hustle more, or to finally catch a break. But what if the problem isn't that you don't have enough strength? What if the problem is that you're trying to power a skyscraper with a flashlight battery? We are living like orphans when we've been given an inheritance. We are walking around spiritually bankrupt while standing on top of an untapped gold mine. Today, I want to talk to you about the power you already have. Not a power you need to earn, but a power that was promised to you before you even realized you needed it. Let's look at the one verse that changes the math of your entire life. In Acts chapter 1, verse 8, Jesus stands before a group of people who were just as overwhelmed and confused as we are. The disciples were looking at a world that hated them, a mission that seemed impossible, and a future that looked terrifying. And Jesus says this, "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses." Now, in the original Greek, that word for power is dunamis. It's where we get our word for dynamite or generator. It's not just exousiae, which is delegated authority, like a police officer who has the right to stop traffic, but not the physical strength to stop a car. No, dunamis is inherent, explosive, miraculous ability. It is the raw energy of God Himself made available to human beings. Think about the context here. These disciples were the same guys who had just spent the last few weeks hiding behind locked doors because they were afraid of being arrested. They were failures. They were quitters. They were weak. But Jesus didn't tell them to go to a leadership seminar or to try harder to be brave. He told them to wait. He told them that the Holy Spirit wasn't just coming to give them good advice or a warm feeling in their hearts. He was coming to clothe them with power. This is the core of our Pentecostal identity. We don't believe in a God who just sits on a throne and watches us struggle from a distance. We believe in the God of Pentecost, the God who pours Himself into us. When the Holy Spirit came in Acts 2, those same cowards became lions. Peter, who couldn't even stand up to a servant girl, stood up to the very people who crucified Jesus. That wasn't Peter's personality. That was the dunamis. That was the fire. That was the power of the Holy Spirit transforming a weak vessel into a weapon of the kingdom. This promise wasn't just for the apostles in a dusty room 2,000 years ago. Peter says later in that same book that this promise is for you, for your children, and for all who are far off. That means it's for the Brazilian immigrant in Los Angeles in 2026. It is for you today. So how does this change your Tuesday morning? Let's get practical. Imagine you're at work and you're facing a situation where your integrity is being tested. Or maybe you're just being treated unfairly because of your accent or your background. Your natural power wants to react with anger, or maybe to shrink back in fear. But if you are filled with the Spirit, there is a third option. There is a power that allows you to remain calm, to speak with wisdom you didn't know you had, and to reflect Christ in a way that makes people stop and look. That is the dunamis at work in the mundane. Or think about your home. We all know those days when the tension is high, the bills are piling up, and you feel like your marriage is just two people coexisting in the same space. You don't have the strength to be kind. You don't have the power to forgive one more time. That is exactly where the Holy Spirit steps in. He provides the supernatural patience and the agape love that you simply do not possess on your own. Walking in the Spirit isn't about floating 3 inches off the ground. It's about having the power to be a godly husband when you're exhausted. It's about having the power to be a praying mother when you're worried sick about your kids. It's about moving from "I can't do this" to "He is doing this through me." This week, when you hit that wall of "I can't," I want you to stop. Don't push harder. Don't grit your teeth. Stop and say, Holy Spirit, I don't have the power for this, but you do. Fill me again. Here is the challenge I want to leave you with. Are you relying on your hustle, or are you relying on the helper? We spend so much time trying to prove ourselves in this country, trying to build our own little kingdoms, that we forget we are citizens of a kingdom that is fueled by the very breath of God. You have a generator in your basement that you've never turned on, and you're complaining that the lights are out. Stop trying to be enough. You were never meant to be enough. You were meant to be a temple of the Holy Spirit. This week, I'm going to be dropping a series of short videos, one every day, going deeper into how this power actually works, how to tell the difference between just having the Spirit and being truly filled, how to use the gifts He's given you, and how to keep that fire burning when the world tries to put it out. Don't miss those. But right now, right where you are, why don't you just ask? Jesus said the Father gives the Holy Spirit to those who ask Him. The power you need is already yours. The question is, will you use it? God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.